dance called Flamenco, right? You're going to learn a lot about the different dances. You're also going to learn the history of the dance, which I learned a lot this morning, but I didn't know. So please be a great, wonderful audience and have fun, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, please give me a warm applause for Sakai Flamenco.
Good morning. Good morning, Maya. Good morning. Thank you for having us at your school. We're so excited. flamenco eyes. Why do we have that name? Well, flamenco dancers are known to get a very mysterious look in their eyes when they're feeling inspired by the music. And so we use that name to remind us to look for that inspiration. All right, let me introduce you to everyone. Bear with me, I'm still catching my breath. So today, playing for us on guitar, we have Jose. Singing for us today, we have Ana. And dancing for us today, we have Misuda. And we also have Leticia. And my name is Mercedes. Before we get started, we want to teach you about something called jaleos. Can we all say jaleos? Jaleos. So jaleos are cheers. They're shouts of encouragement that you give the performers when you see them do something you like. So there is a famous jaleo that most people in the world know, and that is the word ole. Oh, very good. So let's practice shouting ole together. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ole! Very good. All right, let's try it again, even a little bit louder. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ole! Good. Excellent. So anytime you see us do something you like, or if you hear something beautiful in the music, shout ole and let us know that you like it, and we enjoy that. All right, so we're going to start with a little bit of history. Leticia is going to help me here. We have this beautiful map. So most people know that flamenco comes from Spain. Some might also know that flamenco specifically comes from southern Spain. But what a lot of people don't know is that flamenco has roots in an entirely different country, and that is the country of India. And about 1,000 years ago in India, there were a group of people living there known as the Romani. Can we all say Romani? Romani! Good. So the Romani people are actually pretty well known around the world with a different name. That's not really the correct name. Have any of you ever heard the word gypsy before? Yes. Okay. In Spanish, have you heard the word gitano before? Yeah, some of you? Okay. So those are names for Romani people that were given to them by other people who didn't know who they were. And those people thought that they were Egyptian, and so they called them Egyptian or gypsies. Same thing, Egiptano or Gitano. But that's not their real name. Their real name is Romani, and so that's what you should call them unless they tell you otherwise. All right, so 1,000 years ago there was a war going on in northern India, and it was making life impossible for the Romani people. They were stuck in the middle of it. There wasn't enough food. It just didn't feel safe, so they decided to pack up their beautiful colored wagons, and they started traveling to see if they could find a better life somewhere else. And so some of them traveled through Asia and the Middle East, up into Europe, and they arrived in Spain through the north. Some of them traveled from Asia through the Middle East, and then down into Africa. And then at the top of Africa, they got into sailboats and they sailed into Spain through the south. This took a really long time. This was not quick. This was hundreds of years. The people that arrived in Spain were the great-great-great-great-grandchildren of the people that left India. During all that time, those generations, the Romani, whose job it was in India to play music and dance, they paid a lot of attention to the music and dance of all the different places they visited. And they took what they liked and they added it to their own music and dance and created something new. And they did that over and over again everywhere they went. When they got to Spain, it was the same thing. And so flamenco is the product of those hundreds of years of music and dance being mixed together. And it didn't even stop there. Some of the flamencos came here to the Americas, and they fell in love with some of the music here, and they took it back and added it to flamenco. So you can hear a lot of Latin American rhythms in flamenco as well. And you're going to hear a couple of songs later. All right, thank you, Leticia. So let's imagine that we are those people traveling hundreds of years ago, and we've been walking all day and we're tired. And so we set up a camp, we build a fire, and we start playing music and dancing around the fire. The sounds of our ancestors in Asia and the Middle East can be heard in our guitar music. You can also hear the sounds of the Middle East in our singing.
¡Ay, en el barrio! ¡Oh!
And we can also hear the African drumming in our dancing. Now let's bring our imaginations back to modern times. Now let's pretend that we got on a plane to Spain and we just arrived in Spain, and the first thing we see is a beautiful flamenca dancing something called a silencio. For a flamenco class while we're in Spain, and guess who the teacher is? It's Leticia. So, the first thing we learn in flamenco class is something called la postura. Can we all say postura? Postura. Good. So, postura is the Spanish word for posture. It's the way we stand or we sit up. And flamencos have a very proud posture. Our back is straight, our shoulders are back, our chest is out, and chin is up, very proud. While you're sitting in your seat, let me see you sit straight up with a good flamenco postura. Excellent, beautiful. You look so much taller already. And so the next thing we learn in flamenco is something called maneo. Can we all say maneo? Maneo. Maneo comes from the word mano, meaning hand, and it's our hand movement. Go ahead and try it with Leticia. So you see, you just roll your wrists around. Sometimes we keep our fingers together. Sometimes we spread the fingers, and we call this floreo. Can we all say floreo?
Floreo.
Floreo comes from the word flores, meaning flowers. You're making flowers with your hands. The other thing we do is we can make fists, and then we might pop the hands open. And then we will add braceo. Can we all say braceo? Braceo. Braceo comes from the word brazo, meaning arm. So it's the arm movement. You can see you can bring the arms above your head. You can alternate arms. Good, beautiful. And then once we have the postura, the maneo and the braceo, we learn our turns. And Leticia's going to do one type of turn where she crosses one foot over the other and follows it through. Ole! Okay, this is what we're going to do right now. If you want to volunteer to come up and learn, please raise your hand quietly and politely, and Leticia and Misuda are going to come out and pick some volunteers.
Oh, Rafita. Go. Oh, Rafa.
I
know. We'll see how this goes.
We're good. Her sister's right next to us, so we'll see.
I love all these pajama outfits. I wish I could dance in my pajamas. Step forward.
I know. Yeah. All great.
All right. Good. Okay, and you can try to follow along in your seats in the audience. We're going to put our arms up above our heads, and then both come down the side, and up again. And then one arm down while you leave the other one up. Good. And then the other arm down. Bring it up. And now add the maneo. So twirl your hands while you bring the arms down and up. And then one arm down, the other one stays up. And the other arm down. Beautiful. Now we're going to try the turn. So you have the right foot in back. And then you cross it over the left foot. And then twist around. Yes. Ole. Raise your arms up. And ole. Take it down. Ole. Round of applause for volunteers.
Good job, so that's all I had.
That was excellent. All right. So, after we finish learning all of the upper body silent movements, we then learn taconeo. Can we all say taconeo?
Taconeo.
And taconeo comes from the word tacon, meaning heel, and Misuda's about to show you what that is. musicians, we're percussionists. We think of the floor as our drum and our feet are the drumsticks. And different parts of the shoes make different sounds. So for example, Misuda can hit the floor with the ball of her foot, and that makes one sound. But if she drops her heel, there's another sound. She could jab the heel forward. There's a third sound she can hit with her tiptoe. Another sound, and she can brush. And she can stomp with her whole foot, what we call golpe. Awesome. So there we go. You see, it makes all these different sounds, making it more musical. Now, we're going to do the same thing. If you already came up, please don't raise your hand. We want to give a chance to new people. So if you have not been up yet and you want to
Raise your hand
raise
this
your
time.
hand.
You gotta give everyone else a chance.
Come around. Thank you.
Yasi. Oh, Diana, you gotta go. Did she say you go? You did it, Yasi. Good job. Now they're gonna go. Look. Sit down, Borja.
Look, everyone looks so cozy in their pajamas.
Go.
All right, step forward away from the wall, because you can't dance if there's a wall. You know, you know. So step forward away from the stage. Come on. All right, let's listen to Misuda. Golpes, 2. Nice and even. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. But did not get a chance to come up, I still want to give you a round of applause for being brave enough to volunteer. So round of applause for everyone who volunteered. The next thing we want to share with you is about what we do when we're in a big theater where we might look tiny on stage. We like to use objects we call props to help us make the dance look more visually interesting. Can we all say props? Props! Good. So like I said, props are just objects that we dance with. One of our favorite props, and you'll recognize the name, is the sombrero. This is a typical Southern Spanish sombrero hat. Yes, we wear it just like this over one eye, but we also dance with it. Where we pretend we're angry at someone and we'll toss that thing across the floor. The next prop we'd like to share with you is one called abanico. Can we all say abanico? And of course, that's a fan. So we use the fan as an extension of our maneo. And this music actually is an example of what I was talking about earlier when I talked about the flamencos coming to the Americas and finding some of our music inspiring and taking it back. What's being played right now by Jose is called a guajira, which originally came from Cuba, which is actually the island where my family's from. And so you can see that Dice can twirl it around. Beautiful. She can also flirt with the audience and just cover her face but only show her Sakai. Or she can shake a tail feather. You have a question? What's your question?
I have a fan. I have like one of those like fans.
Oh, good. And then you can practice with it. Okay, I might take more questions at the end because we have a lot of stuff to show.
My fan is blue and it has beautiful flowers on it.
Oh, nice. Beautiful. That sounds lovely. Okay, so we want to show you this craft. This is called a manton de Manila. Can we all say manton? Manton de Manila. And what does that mean? It means a shawl from Manila, the capital of the Philippines. Yeah, so why? It's because this shawl has a very similar global history as flamenco. The flower artwork, this embroidery, comes from China originally. And the Chinese went to the Philippines and they brought that art with them. And in the Philippines they started making shawls. The Spaniards were also in the Philippines. They fell in love with the shawls and took some with them and came over here, and actually specifically in Acapulco, Mexico, they brought them there and they became really popular. The ladies really loved them and they started to wear them. Then the Spaniards, when they returned to Spain, they took the shawls with them as well. And in Spain, everybody went crazy for them. They became a big part of the fashion, and eventually people around the world always associate this shawl with Spain. To most people, this is a Spanish shawl, but it actually has that whole global history. And we wear them, obviously, but we also dance with them. Alright, we have one more set of props we want to share with you, but these are more than just props. They are musical instruments that we dance with. You've probably seen them before, maybe in cartoons. So they are going to go with this dance we're doing from the city of Sevilla in southern Spain. And we're ready? Here we go.
Lo me tira pozo, lo tira pozo. Lo tira pozo,
So these instruments are called castanets. Can we all say castanets? They are two pieces of wood hollowed out in the middle and tied really tight on our thumbs with string. And we tie them real tight so that they pop back open when we hit them. They look a lot like seashells, and that's why a lot of students think they're called clams. There's a good reason for that, though. Hundreds of years ago, the ladies in northern Africa used to collect seashells on the beach and tie them to their fingers and play them like instruments, and that's where the idea for these came from. So they look easy to play. They are not. They are very hard to learn. You spend a long time practicing. So you practice one finger on that side, that just keeps the beat. Then we change our rhythmic patterns by using all the different fingers there. And you practice this over and over and over again, driving your family crazy with the noise, until one day, finally, it sounds like that. Oh, yeah. We want to share something that all of us love about flamenco, and that is that flamenco allows for every emotion, every feeling to be expressed in our music and in our dancing. So you've seen already, like most people do, we have happy dances and happy songs we sing, but we also have really sad dances. We also have angry dances. We have silly dances. There's a dance for every emotion under the sun. So, Leticia and Misuda are each going to do their own dance. Pay attention to see if you can tell what feelings they're feeling when they're dancing their dance. All right, really quickly, just shout it out and hopefully I can hear you. What do you think Leticia was feeling? Happy? Okay. Some say sad, okay. You know, that song's about happiness, but in flamenco we often have sad looking faces anyway, so it works. All right. And what do you think Misura was feeling? Mad, sad, right? Excellent. Okay, students, thank you so much for having us. We had so much fun. You were a great audience. So thank you again. Let's all shout Ole together one more time. Ready? 1, 2.